Welcome on in, everybody, and today we are back at it with a PvP guide. Today we are going to be switching lanes a little bit, going over to a dirt runner and training a Smart Falcon. The reason we're doing a Smart Falcon is because I believe we're going to see a few of her in the upcoming Virgo Cup. She does have an A mile in aptitude, and she is a front runner. If you've done any of the recent Champions meets, you'll probably have noticed that there have been a few Smart Falcon outliers that have been thrown in there that are built just phenomenally. She does have a 20% growth rate to speed and a 10% growth rate to power. Now, we are going to be training her for team trials in this case, so we're going to be focusing on the dirt aptitude and not so much the turf aptitude. That being said, you can just make some slight adjustments when doing this build if you want to convert her to a turf aptitude, because we are going to be training the stats all the same. So let's go ahead and pick our legacy characters. We are going to be using, let's check if this is the one. We're going to be using this Maruzensky with a 24 speed, 21 stamina. She has 9 dirt sparks. This is going to be awesome. She's also a front runner with Togaiteo or Taiki Shuttle as a front runner as well. So we can inherit some pretty solid skills here. And that's my mistake. Taiki Shuttle is not a front runner. I believe she's a pace chaser. So that being said, let's move on to our second legacy character. I'm going to be using, if we can find a good build here, we are going to want to get some pink front runner sparks. So let's see here if we can get them in power, stamina. That's a 42 to power. Let's see, how many front sparks does she have? 2. Nope, that's not going to work. We want to aim for at least 4. And I have gone through this list so many times. So let's see here. We got 2 once again. Don't have very many good front runner sparks, honestly. So we'll make do with what we have. We'll choose one more. And if that doesn't even out for us, we'll go ahead and prioritize our stat increases over the secondary sparks, as getting an S in dirt, if possible, is going to be huge for us in the long run. Let's see, is this a different one? I believe it is. 2 front. Okay, still all the same. You're going to want to choose good aptitudes for dirt. Again, if you can get her up to an S in dirt, and then if you have sparks to spare for either front mile or medium, depending on what you're going to be racing her in. All the dirt tracks are miles, so you should be focusing more on mile over medium. If you're using this for a Champions meet that has a medium length, naturally you can switch the pink sparks over to medium and try to get an S aptitude in either or. So let's go ahead and build our support deck here. We are going to be choosing a MLB Kitasum Black. I highly recommend always using an MLB Kitasum Black. The bonuses she provides are phenomenal and definitely worth it. We do not have very many good front runners. We do have a Silent Suzuka, so we will pick that Silent Suzuka. Sweet Tosho is a pretty decent card because you can always get the friendship bonus from her, and we did recently unlock her up to a level 30, but our other support cards are going to be better, so we will prioritize those. Let's go ahead. We already have Silent Suzuka chosen, so now let's go ahead and pick up the Aishin Flash that we have here. For our support cards, we're going to be choosing 1 stamina, our Super Creek, and 1 more stamina, our Measuro McQueen, and then we'll go for 1 wit, and in this case we are going to go with the Die with Scarlet. Reason we pick Super Creek is to get Swinging Maestro. This is just our only other good stamina card, so that's why we're going with McQueen here. If you have good leveled stamina cards with high special priority and high initial friendship gauges that are also front runners for Smart Falcon, those will just match up better, and I highly recommend choosing those ones instead, as you'll get more front runner skills out of it, and that will ultimately be much more useful for you. So let's go ahead and get this career started. For mile distances, power and speed are going to be the most important. Naturally, we do want to get stamina up as high as we can while keeping the power and speed increases at the top of our mind, as it is a shorter distance. So being able to do those 1600-meter races is not the most difficult. Naturally, sprints are shorter and easier when it comes to stamina, but we can still prioritize power over stamina in this case. Luckily, training speed will increase our power as well. Now that we are getting started, we did get lucky with the Key to Some Black event here to get our mood up, which will save us a turn or two with our recreation. Now, given the opportunity here, I am going to get these support cards up by training stamina and power if we get good lands on them. Like here we have 4 on speed, so we are going to take that. Now that that is through, let's go ahead and see if we got a good wit, which we do. Excellent. And we're looking at about a 40% failure. I really don't want to risk that, so this is a good time to do some resting, get all of that energy back. Luckily, we did get a mood up. And now that we have the dialogue options that will tell us what stats increase with each dialogue option, we can prioritize the best choices here. So we do want to get the friendship and the energy up in this case over these 2 skills. So I'm going to choose the top option here. And we got a stamina with Super Creek. But we can also do a wit training and get the stamina with McQueen up. We want to aim for double rainbow trainings with both stamina cards, Metro McQueen, and Super Creek at the same time. Let's increase our power here with the top option. Being able to increase both of those in the rainbow training is going to give us extreme bonuses to the overall stats, as opposed to training up the friendships with, you know, a wit card stacked or a speed card stacked at this time. Let's do a wit training with these 2. We can get our speed card with Suzuka up and our McQueen up with level 2. And the junior debut, we're going to leave ourselves as a front runner throughout this entire career, so we really shouldn't have too much trouble with this. That'll be a first place in the bag by 2 links. Definitely prioritizing our power stacks here. It's another good time to train with McQueen and Aishin once again. And we're not going to risk the energy down there, so let's get the +5. +20 to power. Not really any phenomenal options here, so let's rank up the Super Creek with Director Akikawa. And we did lose 10 energy there. We did get the cooldown skill as well. Now, those are both already up to rainbow training, so let's go ahead and we will focus on Super Creek once again here. And we may need to take a rest during the next turn. Yep, that's going to be a rest since we don't have a good wit stack. And we do not want to risk slow metabolism, so I am choosing the top option here. If you have faith in your RNG, the bottom option is the better one, but I'm not very lucky, so I'm going to take the safe option and get some energy back. And we got the +10 speed. Super Creek's good. Let's get our speed cards up. They're falling behind a little bit there, so we can get both Aishin Flash and Silent Suzuka up. We'll do the 20 to speed. That's a good option with both Super Creek and Aishin. Now, if we don't have Rainbow Wit here, we'll most likely do a rest. Max energy up. We did get a Rainbow Wit with Silent Suzuka, so let's go ahead and take that. And let's double check what our options are. Okay, no double training, so let's go ahead. We'll do the pre-op. We just need to get first place in 2 of these races. And that's 1 down. I like to just do the first 2 here. We can do the top option. Guaranteed -15 energy. Let's do our second race here. 1400 meters should be a breeze for us. And that is both races for that goal complete. Is time for a good rest. And the plus 50. Excellent. Now let's take the plus 20 energy, which was the middle option there. Energy is looking solid. We'll do a guts training here with Aishin and McQueen. We're okay training guts every now and then if it means getting our support cards up. Just a few more turns and all of our support cards should be pretty much where we want them. McQueen is falling a little bit behind here, but what's really important is that in the second half of this career, we are getting lots and lots of rainbow training. So let's do the wit here with the 2 speed cards. Now we have Aishin Flash who can do rainbow training. And Daiwa's going to give us a bit of energy. Excellent. Almost capped us off there. No good option, so let's throw this into power and get McQueen up. And we do need 39 fans, which is odd because you think we would have gotten enough through those races, but it does base it off of the support card bonuses that you get, the fan bonuses. So it looks like our fan bonuses just weren't high enough, so we are going to have to do this. Now we can get our charming here, which is going to increase our relationships, our friendship bonuses even quicker. And I'd rather put that into stamina there. Now let's do this race, get our 39 fans. Or let's take a look at the second turn here. We don't have phenomenal options here, as we don't have the aptitudes for... Oh, there we go, dirt sprint, we do. Make sure we're choosing ones we have good aptitudes for, otherwise we risk coming in last place and not getting any fans. So that's 3,000 under our belt. That is enough to meet that. We'll lose the 15 instead of risking 20. And we can do the wit here. Get McQueen up. The Satsuki show should not be too much of a challenge for us. And here comes our inspiration. What do you got for us? And okay, not very high numbers, but that's fine. We don't have the best inspiration characters right now. Our stamina is a little low, so I'm going to take a look down here. I'm going to get cooldown. I don't believe, or actually no, we're not going to get cooldown. Swinging Maestro is a better skill altogether. So let's get Professor of Curvature now. That should aid us in the race, and we'll hold off for Swinging Maestro. If we can get Swinging Maestro on there, that is going to be a huge win, as Professor of Curvature and Swinging Maestro are almost necessary in any sort of PvPs. Oh no. Well, I was hoping we'd get a little bit higher than that, but that's fine. We didn't need to win it. That's okay. You did good, Smart Falcon. Good on ya. Now we got 5 turns before the Japanese Dirt Derby, to be specific. It's not the same as the normal Japanese Derby. We'll choose the top option there and get 10 energy back. And this is going to be a good time to train up McQueen. That should put her in the orange, or just about there, it looks like. And we'll do wit, get some energy back. Now we can do our double rainbow training in our stamina, and we can also do double in our speed. We just need to get our very last speed card up there, which is going to be our Silent Suzuka, who's not there. So let's get... Oh, she failed. 12%. Failure at 12%. It's possible. It doesn't always happen. I would always risk that, to be honest. That's not a bad one to choose between. So let's take a rest here. And we'll respect her a lot. Get 10 to stamina. And excellent. We got a double speed here. That'll be good going into the Dirt Derby. So I'll prioritize that over the friendship bonuses right there. Here comes the Dirt Derby. It is a 2,000 meter. And we have to place top 5. We should be okay. And that's another first place under the belt. Plus 3 for our first. And we are moving on. Now we got 7 turns before the JBC Classic. Let's do a stamina here. Get Suzuka up. If we don't have a good one this turn, which we don't, let's do a rest and recover. Get that up to great in case we get a very good speed one next. Take the top one for a bonus to power. Ooh, unfortunately, nothing phenomenal there, so let's throw it into Wit. We'd like Wit to be around 400 by the end of the career. Naturally, if we can get it higher, that's great, but we want to focus on our speed and power. Excellent, that's a 42. And we're up to speed level 3. Great mood once again, and now we can do a rainbow training in stamina. We'll still have enough to do a speed training if we get a good one next, but if not, I will either do wit or a rest. There we go, that's double speed. Both on max, so those points are going to keep on climbing. And no rainbow wit training, so we will take a rest here. And we got the 50 back. I would have loved to have gotten a 70, but you know, RNG, roll of the dice. Now we have the JBC Classic, which once again should not be too much trouble for us. That's first place by 5 lengths over Marzinski. Excellent. 2 turns before the Tokyo Dai Shoten. And once again, we're going to choose the top option and avoid getting slow metabolism. I do not want slow metabolism. That is an awful debuff to get. I know it's less likely for us to actually get it, but still, we're going to do stamina here. Stamina is almost up to 400. I would like it at 500 for the mile. A lot of people would recommend 600 or above, which is more prevalent in, I guess the best way to say it, it's more prevalent in champions meets. There are less people than you can get matched with in the team trials, and team trials you can test your luck and you can do over and over again. So it is okay to have a little bit less stamina for team trials as opposed to a champion meet. But if you can get it higher, then naturally go for that. Let's go for the plus 30 here. And that is just a single stamina, but it is rainbow training, so let's do it. See if we can't get that stamina up to level 2. And here comes a carrot. Excellent. I would have loved to have gotten a mood up. She got hit with that mood down once again. Let's throw this into wit. And we got her level 2 skill. There's a 29 for wit. Let's do that because that will max out our Super Creek friendship as well. And now we'll be getting optimal points going forward. February Stakes. This is just a 1600 meter. This is what they'll be racing in the actual team trials. So that should be a good showing for us. We've been doing fine in the 2000 meters and nothing to worry about there with another first place. 7 turns before the Teo show. And now we can do the double stamina training. That's what we were looking for. We really want to start cranking some points into speed here. We'll choose the bottom option. Get a plus 20 energy and plus 10 power. And what do we got here? We'll do speed. Keep giving us good speed trainings. Come on, we got a triple stack on the horizon. I absolutely know it. Here's our second inspiration, and that will give us what looks like a S Dirt Aptitude. Phenomenal. So we did get the S Dirt Aptitude. Again, this build does not have the sparks to get us a good aptitude in mile, unfortunately. Would have loved to, but we are limited by our sparks. Throw that into power. We did do a mood up there since we didn't have any good rainbow training options, and we want to prioritize as maximum points as possible. So now Kita Black's going to give us a lovely 27 there. Give us something good. Come on, we got a single Silent Suzuka. Bummer. We're going into our second beach training here pretty quickly. We'll take a rest with no rainbow trainings. And we got the 70. Excellent. And we'll throw this into wit. And hopefully we'll get lucky with some really good beach trainings after this Teo show. We'll work on speed, put all those points into speed going forward. And there is our first place with 6 links. Solid win there. And we will keep moving on into the second beach training here. With 8 turns before the JVC Classic once again. What do we have? Nothing phenomenal, so let's throw it into speed anyway with the 23. And, oof, again, nothing good. So we'll throw that into wit. They are really hating us. Let's put this into stamina. Our speed cards are nowhere to be found, huh? Okay, there's a double stack finally. Whew, I was getting kind of nervous there for a bit. I was like, sometimes you just have runs like that. Okay, so that was our first event with Super Creek there, which is not too good. That is looking pretty dim for getting our Swinging Maestro this run. We're going to keep putting this into speed. And we'll do the Energy 15 option on the top. We're going to keep going speed. We want that up to level 5 if we can. Speed once again. Awesome. So we did get our second event with Super Creek there. So the next time we proc an event, we will be getting Swinging Maestro. This should be another easy win for us. Excellent. 3.5 links over Matikane Fukukitaru. And we're unlocking a good amount of skills here. We haven't needed to buy any yet, besides the Professor of Curvature there. And that's a 36, we'll take it. After this Champions Cup, we are going to take a rest. Now, let's see, skill points or speed. We're going to rest anyway, so let's take the 30 skill points. Excellent, there we go. Champions Cup, this is 1,800 meters. Still classified as a mile. Should not be a challenge for us. That's another first place in the belt over Ogre Cap by 3 links. Relatively easy Uma to train. Normally we'd actually have significantly higher stats right now if we were getting better RNG on those speed cards. Skill 2 to 3, excellent. Let's do the race. Tokyo Daishoten is a 2,000 meter. We'll be fine here. Another first place with 13,000 fans. And that is all goals completed. Let's go ahead and take a rest. We are headed right into the URA finals. And we're going to get around 45 points total by completing the career here. So that should get our stamina up to about a 500 for us. Semi-finals coming up, and we can do a speed. 991 in speed, looking good. Should be an easy win here once again. Connecting first place by 8 lengths. And was her name Eastern Dinner? Maybe I read that too quickly, but I could have swore that Uma was called Eastern Dinner. Alrighty. Let's throw this into stamina. Probably... Oop, my alarm went off. Excellent, there we go. We got the preferred position there. And we are URA final champions. After this race, of course. Which will be an easy win for Smart Falcon. Bam! First place. 6 lengths. And now we'll collect all of our bonus points here. And I don't believe we got her up, but we did get the director's fan, so we'll get the plus 15. Plus 5's looking good. We're going to get Angling and Scheming. That is almost a must-have for a front runner. So if you can inherit Angling and Scheming, always get that. We're also, unfortunately, did not get Swinging Maestro. So that is a big old bummer there. Let's get Front Runner Savvy. We'll get top... Nope, we're not going to be challenged mid-race. We need our other Front Runner Straightaways. And then we will also purchase Fast Paced, Home Stretch Haste, Center Stage, and we can get our red shift here. All great skills. Let's purchase this. This is going to be probably a BB plus, as our stats are pretty low due to the unfortunate speed stacks that we got. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to redo a career. I'll fast forward through it to show you what the end stats we're looking for will look like with this exact same build. So I'll see you on the other side. Alright, and there we have it. We just did another run with the same exact build. We did still get a little bit on the unlucky side with our speed support cards, but it was better than the last turn. We were able to almost max out our speed, get close to a 900 in power, close to a 600 in stamina. Our wit's about exactly where we would like it actually. Over 400 is perfect for a build like this. We got Professor of Curvature, Swinging Maestro this time, and we also got Angling and Scheming inherited, as well as an S in Dirt. So this is a really good build. I would definitely use this in my Dirt Racers in Team Trials, and I'm assuming everybody that's watching these tutorial videos does not have the best legacy characters and or support cards, so I think this is a pretty realistic run to achieve for, or to set your sights on with stats like these. Now you can keep going, do a few more runs than and I will be doing that as well in order to get the stats that I'm looking for. Basically, what I would want to change here is I would want to max out my speed. I want a 900 in power. I'd want at least a 600 in stamina. We're only 1 point off there, so that's okay. That's okay. I'm not too worried about that, but speed power I would like to have just a bit higher, and the wit would be fine there. If we can get a 300 plus in guts as well, that would be a little more beneficial with the current changes to the game with the update patch. So anyways, that is my PvP guide for Smart Falcon. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments, leave them in the comments section. Feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel for all future content, and have a great day. Bye-bye now.